right, welcome back to another episode of Tankopedia. I am your itty-bitty micro-host investigator Slater, here with my large and in charge macro-host.
Marge.
What?
Tell him Marge sent you.
Okay.
Tank Sinatra.
There it is.
You don't know what tell him Marge sent you?
No, is it a pop culture thing?
Pee Wee Herman.
I should know that.
Yeah, when he hitchhikes with the truck driver.
I don't know specifics.
And then he lets her out of the car, out of the cab, and she's like, go see so-and-so, whatever. Tell him Marge sent you.
That might be the scariest thing that comes out of your mouth all episode.
It will be. What we're about to do today, okay?
Yes, tell us.
It's not scary, but it is.
Okay.
It's not violent unless you consider actions violent that don't result in people, nobody touched anybody, nobody was in anybody's vicinity.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're going to
already
and
fascinating.
This is a huge story.
Current? We'll find out.
You'll find out. But
I just want to mention to people, in case they're new here, what's happening.
Yeah.
Tankopedia is happening, and it's when Tank presents a true crime case to me and to you as a listener.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic, and he just smashes it every time. And I know that today will be no different, and I'm pumped.
No, it will not. As a matter of fact, once a month over on Patreon, we do something called Tankopedia, which is where I research and present a case to investigator Slater. It's a little true crime. It's a little unhinged. It's a lot of fun. I don't pick cases that are especially gruesome or scary or heinous.
It's just not your bag. It never has been, and that's fine.
But the case that I'm going to present today is very interesting, and you definitely have heard of it, but you probably don't know anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to ring, bells are going to start ringing when I get into this.
I'm giddy with excitement.
Well, I have to tell you one thing because right before we started recording, you said something that made me think of it, and I'll say what it is in a second. But a friend of mine was in Italy and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come out here? I have the place to stay. Just if you can get out here, you can hang out." So we went out. We went on a hike, and everybody that I passed, I think there's two islands that are very close to each other. One's French, one's Italian. I think we were on the French one, which got me really pumped up.
Oui.
Everyone we walked by, I was like, "Bonjour."
Oh, yeah.
Bonjour.
You can flex because you speak a little bit of French.
I wasn't getting the response I wanted, though.
Okay.
They weren't like, bonjour. They were like, bonjour. Or nothing, right? And it occurred to me, it's the same thing as somebody from France coming to New York and being like, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? You'd be like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Stop. It'd be so annoying.
Totally.
But hey, I'm annoying, and I march to the beat of my own drum. That's
absolutely.
For sure.
You don't have to change who you are just because it's annoying the shit out of everyone. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
That hurts so bad.
I'm trying to say be you, which I don't have to tell you because you're the king of being who you are.
I just don't have a choice.
I know. You just can't rein it in even if you wanted to.
No, I can't.
But we don't want you to. That's the good news.
Very good. All right. So we're about to get into this case, and it's something that I watched happen as it happened, when it happened. And I was like, oh my God, that is fucking crazy.
Whoa.
What's going on right now? I didn't watch it in person. I saw it kind of develop, and then little pieces started coming out. Then it exploded, and it was all that was on the news for weeks.
Oh my God. Can you give me a year?
2014.
Okay.
Any idea?
Let's see. It was a year after my son was born. I was struggling with depression, so I
probably sleeping.
think I don't really know too much of anything around that time, unfortunately.
You're probably sleeping and crying.
I was. Let's
Okay.
be real.
All right, let's go. In the annals,
Shouldn't I say without further?
Sure.
Or let's get ready to rumble. Oh, I fucked that up. I was supposed to do that for Slaterpedia, wasn't I?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, normally for Psychopedia episodes, you say without further ado.
That's it.
So that was really good. So I feel like I need to say something.
So do it French.
Okay. Without further ado.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It was or no?
I can't tell. It just was such an assault on all my senses that I don't know what happened.
That's probably how the people were feeling on your fucking hike.
Yeah.
All right, present Tankopedia. Let's go.
All right, let's go. In the annals of internet history, few events stand out with such brazen audacity and sheer infamy as what we're about to discuss today. This digital cataclysm, reminiscent of the Trojan horse's deceit, was a storm of scandal that swept through the internet, leaving behind a trail of broken privacy and shattered trust. We are about to embark on a journey through the labyrinthine corridor that led to all of Hollywood turning pale with fear and adding two-factor authentication to their iCloud accounts.
What?
In the comparatively tranquil days of early 2014, by the way, do you remember how annoying we thought everyone was back then?
Yeah.
I would give anything to be, it's like when you see a picture of yourself from before and you're like, I would give anything to be that fat now.
Exactly.
The World Wide Web, which is faster and easier to say, by the way, less syllables than www.
Isn't that funny?
Was a veritable wellspring of information and entertainment, oblivious to the chaos brewing in its depths. August 31st, 2014, a date that would live in infamy forever, dawned like any other day.
As it typically does.
Yeah, the sun rose, the birds chirped, and people went about their daily routines, unaware that their illusion of online privacy was about to be destroyed. The internet, this vast, sprawling network of like-minded people, was a place where information flowed freely and ideas were exchanged at the speed of data, but it was also a place where secret moments could be easily uncovered and shared with the world. Which, speaking of, have you ever had to read a text out loud that you wrote to someone? This is such a basic, it's secret moments that are easily uncovered and shared with the world. Has anyone, Jessica sometimes will ask me to text somebody or she'll tell me what she texted somebody and I'm like, just stop, let me read it. I don't want to hear the way you text in speech. It's weird.
You would rather read it because
I'd rather read it.
It makes more sense if you're reading it, which was the intended medium.
Yeah. If I have to read a text like, hey, how's it going? Just wanted to let you know that blah, blah, blah.
My mother does that when she just wants me to see some drama. She'd rather me just read the drama than her having to recap it. But
Jessica has caught up to that now.
Okay.
She lets me read the texts.
Yeah.
Which is, first of all, the way it was intended. Second of all, 800 times faster.
Yes.
In those days, the notion of digital privacy was still somewhat nebulous. People entrusted their most personal information to the cloud and big tech, believing it to be a fortress of impenetrable security. Little did they know, this covenant was about to be broken.
Ooh. Oh.
It was on this fateful day, August 31st, 2014, that the first wave of the scandal broke. An anonymous hacker, or perhaps a cabal of digital miscreants, had managed to infiltrate the hollowed walls of Apple's iCloud service. The treasure trove they unearthed was not gold or jewels, but something far more tantalizing, a trove of private, often intimate photographs of celebrities.
Oh.
The likes of Jennifer Lawrence, Rihanna, Kate Upton, Dwayne Wade, Ariana Grande, and Kirsten Dunst, among others, over 100 in total, found their most private moments laid bare for the world to see.
This is not what I thought the case was going to be about. And
what did you think it was going to be about?
Ashley Madison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Which is the same idea, really.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, I do remember this.
Yeah.
But this is a really great case for you to be covering with me because you know me, I'm not celebrity,
You probably heard about it, but didn't care enough to look into it.
Thank you. You just said exactly what I could not get out of my mouth.
Yeah, well, you got it. The initial reaction was one of disbelief. How could such an egregious breach occur? The perpetrators, who remained shrouded in mystery, had employed a technique as old as time: deceit. Through a series of phishing attacks, they had tricked the victims into revealing their login credentials.
Oh, is that right?
These phishing emails, designed to look like legitimate communications from Apple, were the digital equivalent of a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to get into the difference between all that. The internet exploded in a cacophony of outrage, curiosity, and reluctant voyeurism. I mean, I told you it was going to be sick.
You are not disappointing.
The term, the Fappening itself, a portmanteau of fap, a slang term for masturbation, and happening, was coined in the darkest, dankest recesses of the internet, a dark homage to the scandal's salacious nature. Websites like Reddit and 4chan became the epicenters of this digital maelstrom where users disseminated the images with reckless abandon.
Maelstrom is a phenomenal word.
One of the best words.
Yeah.
Right there with mayhem.
Yeah. And
words that
cacophony and labyrinthine.
Words?
And you've said all of those.
Oh, yeah. I slatered the shit out of this.
You did. And I'm like sucked in. I love it.
This whole thing originated on Anon.ib. It's a site similar to 4chan in its anonymity, but with a much more well-defined mission: share nudes of unwilling women, a.k.a. revenge porn.
Hate it.
Yes.
Fucking hate it.
I know. Snap, crackle, pop quiz.
I need a minute. Ooh, okay.
Your brain probably knew what was coming, but you're like, there's no way that's happening.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. In which two states is revenge porn still legal?
What the actual? Okay.
A, South Carolina and Massachusetts.
Random.
B, Maine and Alaska. C, North Dakota and South Dakota.
A.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Good guess. Real good guess. So revenge porn, technically, it's kind of like the thing with the horses. Like they didn't outlaw having sex with horses for that case that we did, fucked to death by a horse, but shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's not technically illegal, but it is fucking weird and you should stop.
When you say revenge porn,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily just talking about like sexual acts. You're talking about like nude pictures.
That's
like
all it is. It's not sexual acts.
okay, because I just want to clarify, because in my head,
yeah,
obviously I'm thinking it's like porn.
Most of the time, I would say the overwhelming majority, probably 99% of the time, it's men sharing photos of their ex-girlfriends on the internet.
Man, ladies, don't be texting shit to no one.
Well, when you're done with this case, you're going to really not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and do whatever you want to do, but just be careful. Public opinion was divided. On one hand, there was a vocal outcry against this violation of privacy. People were quick to condemn the hackers, recognizing the gross invasion of personal space. On the other hand, there was this undeniable voyeuristic allure to the images.
And there's also, I'm going to add a third thing.
Yeah.
People also think that women, in particular women, I mean men too, but I think mostly women, deserve to be outed if they're so crude as to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Like if you texted that picture, then you had what's coming.
Yeah.
You know?
No, fuck you.
Fuck you is right.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. The scandal tapped into a deep-seated human curiosity, the same curiosity that drives people to slow down and gawk at car accidents.
We've talked about that before too.
Yes.
That phenomena.
But we haven't talked about this. So it's interesting because this is sex-related, this thing. There's two phrases that I learned that changed the way I think. One I will mention later. Right now, I'll talk about rubbernecking because we're talking about sitting and gawking at accidents. So there's this idea of like a man, again, when it comes to sex stuff, I'm just going to speak in terms that are applicable to most, of men staring at women and then being kind of like triggered to then either keep staring at them or avert their gaze and find different, quote unquote, not victims, but like objects of their desire because they got high on the first one. So now they're looking to repeat that over and over.
Well, that's pornography in general.
Yes.
That's the nature of it. That's how it goes.
Yeah. This dichotomy of outrage and fascination was a hallmark of the Fappening. Like it was almost as important what the reaction was to the story as what the story was itself. Because people were like, how could you fucking think that this is okay? And other people were like, how could you think it's not? They're celebrities. You know?
They're not people. They signed up for this.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Jennifer Lawrence, one of the most high-profile victims, voiced her fury and heartbreak in a statement that resonated with many. She said, just because I'm a public figure, just because I'm an actress, does not mean that I asked for this. This is such a strange thing that happens in society. Like there was my friends John and Alex. Her name is Alexandra Madison. And her husband, John.
Very funny.
Well, first of all, they just lost the baby that they were pregnant with. Tragic. But when they got pregnant, people had like an opinion on it.
Are you for real?
Can you get a fucking life?
I don't even know them, and I was just so fucking happy for them.
So this is very strange. There was a girl, I don't remember her name. Even if I did, I wouldn't say it because you don't deserve any kind of attention. She made a video saying that she was upset that they were going to have kids because as a non-parents, she related to them.
Oh,
can you
for fuck's sake.
Can you get a fucking grip on life? Like they're not people, they're just there for your entertainment.
Exactly.
Oh, it was so frustrating.
Great that you connect with them on this level. They owe you nothing.
Nothing. No explanation.
Obviously, that is the most obvious statement ever spoken.
Thankfully, the reactions to that video were pretty scathing. Like people were like, "Are you a fucking moron? What are you talking about? Be happy for them or shut up."
Oh, or don't, video? But just be quiet. You know what I mean?
You made a video about this?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So her words echoed through the media, highlighting the gross invasion of privacy and the emotional toll on the victims immediately. So Kirsten Dunst and Kate Upton echoed similar sentiments, lambasting both the perpetrators and the enablers who spread the images. The day after the leak, Kirsten Dunst tweeted, "Thank you, iCloud," with a pizza emoji and poop emoji, I guess meaning pizza shit. Thanks, okay. iCloud, pizza shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's reacting.
Yeah. I mean,
understandably.
The victims were thrust into a very different kind of spotlight, an unwanted spotlight. Their private lives dissected and analyzed by strangers, which brings me to another thing. There's this idea that if women dress a certain way, then you can't get mad if I just want to have sex with you and don't take no for an answer. Not even really. I'm not even talking about rape, but just like a guy who gets mad at a girl that's not interested in him because she's dressed up, presenting herself well. There's this idea that women do dress up. They'll say they do it for themselves. I don't believe that, because when people get home, they're not wearing a gown and makeup and hair is all done up. You're getting comfortable, but you're doing it for yourself so that you feel comfortable in the world, right? So they're putting out, like, I forgot who said this. A woman said, like, if a woman dresses up nice at work and she's got even maybe a little bit of cleavage showing or a tight skirt or high heels or whatever, and she's single, she's putting out a radio signal that you tuned into, and then you found out it wasn't meant for you. So you need to stop trying.
Change the channel.
Yeah, listen to another station.
Yes.
She is putting out a signal. It is a broadcast signal. You happen to catch the broadcast, but it wasn't meant for you, so stop listening. Right? So, like, if you want to dress up at work and look good, you should be able to do that without individual men going, well, why did you dress like that?
There's an exhibit somewhere, and I feel silly for not knowing exactly where because I was so moved by it. But there is an exhibit that portrays or displays the clothing that was worn by various victims / survivors of sexual assault.
Yeah.
And it's one outfit is ripped jeans and a t-shirt. One outfit is a mini skirt and tank top. One outfit is sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And it's just supposed to show you that regardless of what a woman is wearing, like it also when it comes to,
I'm not talking about rape, by the way.
Okay, you're just talking about attention.
I'm talking about verbal attention, verbal approach and attempt to win a woman over. Rape is out of the question in every scenario. I don't care if a woman's laying on the floor in New York City with her legs spread, saying "fuck me."
If she says no, it's no.
If she then goes, no, not you. It's not
Move
you.
on.
Exactly. The emotional toll for these women was immense, and men.
Were there any men that were on
Dwayne
this?
Wade was a notable one. He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
But not many. It's mostly women. That's why I say when I'm talking about this stuff, it's mostly in the direction of men to women being the problem.
Right.
Like, or giving the problem, right? Men giving the problem to women. For many, the photos represented moments of vulnerability and trust shared in the privacy of their personal relationships. To have these moments exposed to the world was a betrayal of the highest order. The victims rallied using their platforms to speak out against the violation and to advocate for stronger digital security measures. Multiple law enforcement agencies, led mainly by the FBI, launched a rigorous investigation to unmask the creeps behind this brazen cyber assault. The digital forensics revealed a methodical and sophisticated attack utilizing phishing schemes to gain access to the iCloud accounts, like I said. These phishing emails, which came from Apple Privacy Security at iCloud.com, I feel like I might even get got by that one.
Sure.
Potentially, maybe. In 2014, definitely. Everyone's a little bit more savvy now, but you have to keep remembering that this is in 2014. You have to also remember Jennifer Lawrence, because she became like the poster girl for this. She was the biggest star in the world at that time. Highest paid actress, biggest star, so many movies coming out. So these phishing emails tricked the victims into divulging their login credentials after receiving a one-time code to reset their password. So Jennifer Lawrence received an email basically saying something like, "We have detected a potentially unauthorized login. The attempt came from Moscow. If this was you, do nothing. If it wasn't you, reset your password by clicking this link." And then that was it.
All downhill from there.
Yeah. So there's some people who, like, when this comes up, they get all belligerent about the difference between hacking and phishing. To the everyday person, it's a hack. It's not a hack because you're not using computer code to break down firewalls and all of whatever nerdy shit you're fucking into. But it's, for us, it's the same thing.
Well, what's phishing? I don't think
Phishing
I know
is an attempt to, like, if someone sends you a bill for Norton antivirus for $400.
Oh, how many times? You must get so frustrated. I'm always forwarding you shit. And I'm like, what's this? And you're like, it's nothing.
It is a scam. Please smarten up. But it kind of reminds me of like that whole Frankenstein's monster thing. Like if you call the monster in Frankenstein on the internet, people will be like, "Oh, actually, it was Frankenstein's monster." Okay.
Two sides of the same coin.
Who was Frankenstein's monster?
Keep it moving.
Frankenstein? Because that's what I'm calling him. I'm sorry. It fits. It works. The investigation, because of the span of it and the sheer scale of it, was a painstaking process involving the collaboration of various agencies and experts in digital forensics. The perpetrators had covered their tracks well, employing a myriad of techniques to obscure their identities.
Very nicely delivered.
IP addresses were masked, data was encrypted, and the digital breadcrumbs were few and far between. Despite these challenges, the investigators persevered, slowly piecing together the digital puzzle. The fallout from the Fappening was multifaceted. Apple, under fire for perceived lapses in their security measures, moved quickly to bolster their defenses. So they were kind of like on the front line of this. They were blamed for it all. The company implemented two-factor authentication and other security enhancements to prevent such breaches in the future. However, the damage was done and the trust in digital privacy was irrevocably shaken, understandably. The tech industry as a whole took notice. The Fappening served as a wake-up call, highlighting the vulnerabilities inherent in digital storage and the importance of robust security measures. Robust is a sick word.
Nice.
It's so strong.
It's just so robust.
It is robust as fuck. Companies across the board began to reevaluate their own security protocols, in implementing stricter safeguards to protect user data, which you see today in, like, when you sign up for something, it's like suggested password. What? What password is that?
I know.
It's like 24 characters. None of it makes any sense. I'll choose my own, thanks.
But you could save it, right? I guess they're just trying to save you from picking a weak password.
God forbid you clear your cookies in your browser or something like that. You're fucked.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely fucked. The scandal also prompted a broader conversation about digital privacy and the responsibilities of tech companies in safeguarding their users' information. 2 years of meticulous investigation bore fruit when, in 2016, Ryan Collins, Edward Myerchik, and George Garofano, who are 3 of the 5 suspects, were indicted and later sentenced for their roles in the scandal. Collins, the first to be sentenced, received 18 months in federal prison. And yes, it's light, and yes, we'll get to that. Myerchik and Garofano followed suit with 9-month and 8-month sentences, respectively. These sentences, though not lengthy, served as a stern warning to future digital marauders.
Not very stern.
Well, the reason being, which I'll get to in a little bit, but basically is they could prove one thing but not another. So there were different elements of the crime, and they were
found guilty on certain elements, not all elements.
Exactly.
Okay.
The identity of the perpetrators being brought to light was a moment of vindication for the victims and a testament to the relentless efforts of law enforcement. It was kind of like, well, hey, now you have no privacy anymore either. And they just saw me naked. They see what a piece of shit you are, you know? The sentences, though perhaps not as severe as some had hoped, underscored the seriousness of the crime and the need for accountability in the digital realm. Whatever, I'm leaving it. The convictions also served as a deterrent, signaling to would-be hackers keeping it, hackers, not fishers, because it sounds weird, that such invasions of privacy would not go unpunished. Again, reminding everybody that this is in 2014.
I know.
It's 10 years ago. Fuck that. I hated the way that
hurt.
sounded. It was 2 years ago.
That really hurt.
The Fappening also thrust the legal and ethical implications of digital privacy into the spotlight.
It's really crazy because, sadly, you sort of need incidents like this to bring about reform, change, protections. You know what I mean? Like I feel like in this world, unfortunately, in so many ways, you have to learn the hard way to really see shit happen.
Well, because first of all,
you don't even know it's a problem until it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Exactly.
You can't see everything coming. And when stuff like this happens, the best we can do is make changes.
It would be good to be proactive rather than reactive.
It's not proactive, though. It's predictive. Like you have to predict the future.
And it's impossible to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Debates raged about the responsibility of tech companies, the rights of individuals in the digital age, and the ethical ramifications of just viewing and or sharing the stolen images.
Were these images that all of these people sent to somebody else in their lives? Or were they just like, I took a selfie of myself? You know what I mean?
They were on their iCloud account. So,
okay, so iCloud obviously could just be pictures. It could be text messages. It could be emails.
No, it's just pictures. But I don't know if they sent them. That's
that's my question. Like the medium, like did they send those pictures via email, text message, or they were just pictures taken?
Who knows? It doesn't matter because they were on there. It wasn't like the people that they sent them to posted
the
them.
Violation is the same. Yes. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I there's no information about that.
Okay.
The scandal underscored the fragile nature of digital privacy and the ease with which it could be exploited to great measure in certain cases.
Yeah.
Legal experts weighed in discussing the implications of the scandal and the need for stronger legal protections for digital data. Again, not a thought back then.
Right.
It was just kind of like, yeah, well, of course we're going to do the right thing. Everyone's on the honor system here.
Everybody on the internet is on the honor system.
Ethicists debated the morality of viewing and sharing the stolen images, highlighting the complicity of those who consumed the content. The Fappening sparked a broader conversation about the intersection of technology, privacy, and ethics, prompting a reevaluation of our digital lives.
Yeah.
In the years following the Fappening, the internet has seen a heightened awareness and vigilance regarding digital hygiene. Celebrity and ordinary people alike have become more guarded about their digital footprints, thankfully, mindful of the potential for such invasions of privacy. Yeah. The tech industry, too, has been spurred into action, continually enhancing security measures to protect users' data. The scandal left an indelible mark on the digital landscape. People became more aware of the risks associated with storing sensitive information online and the importance of safeguarding their digital identities. The tech industry responded with a renewed focus on security, implementing advanced encryption techniques and user authentication protocols to protect data. Adam Mosseri, the CEO of Instagram, talks about this all the time. They're doing their best to keep you safe, but also lock your fucking door. Like, don't be, you know what I mean? Like, you can make the best lock in the world. If you don't lock it, anybody can walk into your home at any time and do anything they want. Like, you have to be smart. Like, what's the point of bulletproof glass if you leave the windows rolled down?
Nice.
Use the features that they're showing you. And he mentions it almost every AMA he does, Adam Mosseri. He talks about two-factor authentication and how important it is.
Yeah.
It is so important. Not just for people with big accounts, but anybody.
Right.
It's usually not the big accounts. Actually, they get hacked on Instagram. It's the smaller ones who just like, maybe they're going to,
I never really heard of social media accounts being hacked.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
There was a time when Selena Gomez's Instagram account got hacked and they erased all of her pictures and they posted a picture of Justin Bieber standing naked on a balcony, full dick, everything, on the Selena Gomez account.
Oh my God. How do I not know this shit?
You don't need to.
I like to be under the rock that I exist under.
Yeah, nobody sits like this rock
sits on my
crush me, rock.
head and keeps me oblivious.
Yeah. The Fappening served as a catalyst for change, prompting a collective effort to bolster digital security and protect personal privacy. I talk a big game about not caring about privacy. Like, my initial reaction is don't be a criminal. But these people were not criminals, first of all. Second of all, even the idea of, like I said before, having a text message read out loud that you wrote, that's just like a little, like you're being corny. Like if people read my text messages that I sent to Jessica,
Oh my
like,
God.
Are you okay,
My
bro?
boys-
Hi, lover Nana Shushi. How are you?
My boys do that when they take my phone. They're like, "What are you texting, Daddy? Why are there so many emojis?" And da-da-da-da-da-da-da?" And I'm like, "Shut your
Don't read that.
close your eyes."
It's embarrassing. Yeah, no, it's. I want to send it in a text. I don't want to talk about it. I would have
Right.
called you and said it if I felt comfortable saying it.
Right. It's true.
It's embarrassing, dude.
It's true, but it's also important to note, a little PSA,
Yeah,
that when you send something, when you post,
yeah.
you're publishing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so words matter, right? I always say that.
Yeah.
So I think also in today's world, like we're very, it's a nanosecond society, right?
Yeah.
Which is good and it's bad, right? Like, so like if you fuck up on something and you're getting like dragged through the mud,
Mhm.
just know it's going to be over soon.
Very
The
soon.
attention span is not long,
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah.
In this society we live in. But that said, understand that when you post something, even like a quick little post, a quick little status update, a quick little like caption on a photo or whatever, you are publishing it. You
Yeah.
think you're deleting it at some point, perhaps taking it down.
It's there forever.
If you start using the word publish instead of post, it may remind you that your shit is permanent.
Yeah. It echoes in it for eternity.
Yes, it does.
on
And
the
things can be
internet.
taken out of context. You can't control that.
Things can be deleted. They're
Exactly.
still there.
No, exactly. But that's
You
my
know?
point.
Yeah.
Just, keep that in mind. My
Yeah.
little PSA.
So as we dissect the Fappening, it is clear that this scandal was a watershed moment in the digital age. I'm saying there's like really a before and after
Yeah.
with this event. It exposed the vulnerabilities of our interconnected world and the dark underbelly of the internet. Yet it also sparked a movement towards greater digital security and awareness. In the end, perhaps this collective humiliation was not in vain. Unfortunately, these celebrities may have served as like a digital sacrifice of sorts, acting as a stark reminder for the need for constant vigilance in our ever-evolving digital topography.
Mhm.
Always be skeptical. There are always new ways to get got.
Yeah.
So you have to just be like, this could have been protected with two-factor authentication, a little distrust of strange links, a stronger password. Like it
A
wasn't
little bit of worrying.
a little bit of worrying. Yes. The lessons of the Fappening resonate beyond the realm of celebrity and scandal. They serve as a reminder to us that all of the importance of digital hygiene, of being mindful of the information we share online / publish online,
Nice.
and the security measures we employ to protect it. As technology continues to evolve, so too must our awareness and understanding of the risks and responsibilities that come with it.
Preach.
For real. Yeah.
You're using a phrase I've never heard of
What?
before. Digital hygiene.
Yeah.
Explain.
It's having good behavior around your digital
Okay.
accounts on like everything.
Well, I didn't know if it meant like not putting your password in, like, keep it clean. Don't put anything out there. But like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
more,
it's what
it's your behavior. I guess all of that is part of your digital behavior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
like personal hygiene is multifaceted,
Yeah.
digital hygiene is multifaceted. Just don't be careless on the internet
Better.
because there are real ramifications and consequences. The Fappening, while a dark chapter in internet history, is also a poignant reminder of the importance of protecting your privacy.
Mhm.
As we navigate the treacherous waters of the internet day by day, let us absorb and integrate the lessons of this transgression and strive to protect our digital selves with the same fervor we protect our physical selves. Nice, nice, nice. To fully grasp the magnitude of this event, it is essential to understand the mechanics of the breach. The perpetrators utilized a method known as phishing, which I mentioned before, which is a cyber attack strategy that preys on human vulnerability and trust. Phishing involves sending fraudulent emails that appear to be from a legitimate source, in this case, Apple. These emails prompted the victim to enter their iCloud credentials, which were then captured by the attackers. So phishing is a common and highly effective technique. People wouldn't do it all the time if it didn't work.
Mhm.
It relies on the trust users place in familiar brands. So it's like, hey, you trust Target, right? Well, here comes an email from Target saying that you owe us $800 and you better give it to us or we're going to send you to jail.
Yeah.
Target's not going to do that. Never going to do that. The attackers behind the Fappening executed their plan with meticulous precision, crafting emails that mimicked Apple's communications down to the smallest detail. The success of their scheme highlights the need for increased awareness and education about phishing tactics, as even the most tech-savvy individuals, like me, can fall victim to such sophisticated ruses.
Are you tech savvy?
Am I tech savvy?
Well, you're internet like savvy, like you know how to like, get people to follow you. Like you're good with your content, but are you tech savvy?
Compared to Steve Jobs, no, but I'm tech savvy enough to get by in this world, doing what I do for a living. Okay. Yeah. Can I hack? No. Can I code? No. I don't know if that means I'm not tech savvy. No. I can figure anything out technology wise. Like as far as user stuff goes. Would you like to hear a story about how I got scammed?
Sure.
By a really fucking good scam.
Let's go.
It was like incredible. So I get an email from the assistant of Kyung-Bae Soo, who's the CEO of Amore Pacific, which is a gigantic makeup skincare line in South Korea. Gigantic. It was bullet points, header, signature. The email looked good. The website they sent looked good. All of that, everything. They said, we love and respect, first of all, thank you. I'm more willing to listen now. What you do with Thanks Good News, we'd love to have you here for an event. This man is opening up a charitable museum / organization that he'd like you to, come speak at and document and post about on Thanks Good News. I was like, yeah, of course. So I say to them, they go, how much would something like this cost? You're going to be getting a per diem, driver, full-blown first-class tickets here and back, first-class accommodations for you, plus 3 others if you want, the whole 9 yards. But still, it's in South Korea. Like, I'm not going there for a free trip. So I threw out a crazy number. I told him like $250,000 I'd want to do it for like 3 posts. Well, he writes back right away. He's like, yeah, we can do that. No problem. I was like, damn, this motherfucker is rich and really likes me. So I go through this whole thing over the course of like 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
Back and forth. What are we going to do? When is it? How am I going to get there? What do I need to do? What are you expecting from me? What can I expect from you? Blah, blah, blah. Back and forth and back and forth. My agent talks to them. Not a flag raised at all.
God.
The only thing that was a little weird was that they said they wanted me to present them with $100,000 check, like one of those big checks, but that was going to be on top of the $250. So they were going to pay me $350 in total, and then I had to donate a check for $100,000. I was like, I don't know, taxes. Maybe this guy's trying to get rid of tax money or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't care. So they send me a deposit for the event. The deposit, I think, was $100,000. $100,000 check came through. They said, when that clears, we're going to break it up. So send back 50 now. And then when the second part comes back, send 50 again. And then that'll cover the check that you're going to be presenting to him, right? The check comes in. My agent gets it. She puts it in the bank. It clears. I go, all right.
Let's do the rest. Yeah.
Let's do the rest. I'm going to wire you guys the $50,000. I had all the information, whatever. I wire the $50,000 to this account. My agent calls me back 90 seconds later. She goes, the check bounced. The check just bounced.
The check that you said cleared?
Yes. What? So the check cleared. I sent the money.
Oh my God.
And then they bounced it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I get on the phone with Chase immediately. I have 2 guys that I've worked with there very closely over like years. Everything I've ever done has been through these 2 guys. So they were able to make it work. But man, that was, $50,000.
And then you never heard from them again, obviously.
Never heard from them again.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah. But
and what do you do? Do you tell anybody about that? Any report it? You know what I mean?
I think I tried to tell the FBI, but I was like, what the fuck are these? What are they going to do?
I don't know. Look into it. But damn.
Yeah. Bad.
That's
really
bad.
bad.
That's really bad. Yeah.
Heart in butthole.
Yep. That's how bad. Yep.
Heart in butthole and butthole in stomach somehow.
Yeah. You're just all twisted.
Yeah. I was like, So back to the case. Beyond the technical aspects of the breach, social engineering played a crucial role also. So social engineering involves manipulating individuals into divulging confidential information. So the attackers may have used information gleaned from social media and other public sources to craft convincing phishing emails and security questions, kind of like you get their mother's maiden name, you find out who their pet is, what their birthday is, the street they grew up on, all that shit. And then you kind of put it together and you can get very close, but then the missing piece was like you need to change the password. Then you click the link goes to your website and they enter the password and you get it and then you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So this aspect of the scandal shows the importance of being cautious about the information we share online. In an age where personal details are often freely overshared on social media, it is vital to consider how that information can be used maliciously against you. Again, it serves as a reminder to be mindful of our digital footprints and to take proactive steps to protect our personal information. So you mentioned being reactive before. Now that you know this, implement it, integrate it, use it. So in the wake of the Fappening, the tech industry faced immense pressure to improve security measures. I know, I did it on purpose. I switched the S sound of pressure and measures. Pressure of measures. Apple in particular found itself in the crosshairs. Again, they're at the apex of this thing. The company responded swiftly, implementing two-factor authentication for all iCloud accounts. 2FA or 2FAC or 2POC adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide two forms. It's not 10. It's two forms of identification before accessing their accounts, typically a password and a verification code sent to a trusted device, a
cell phone,
computer, cell phone, a two-factor app, which are great. Immediately, other tech giants followed suit. I'm sure other companies started to get on board, but like the big ones were like, fuck, we gotta fix this immediately. Google, Microsoft, Meta, who operates Facebook and Instagram, banks, and other major players in the industry recognized the need for airtight security measures to prevent similar breaches. So this thing acted as a catalyst for change, as you said before, prompting the tech industry to prioritize user security and privacy over all else. User interface, outcome, advertising, whatever. They all put everything on hold, and we're like, we got to figure this out. The legal ramifications of the Fappening were profound. The perpetrators were prosecuted under federal law, specifically the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, the CFAA, or the CFA. The CFAA, enacted in 1986, is designed to combat various forms of cybercrime, including unauthorized access to computer systems. The convictions of Ryan Collins, Edward Mayerchik, and George Garofano highlighted the applicability of the CFAA in prosecuting digital crime. So they had this law from 1986 that's being used in 2014. Like, does it fit? Does it work? It does.
Yeah.
It's based on principles, that's why, not specifics, but I'm sure they updated it when this happened. The legal proceedings also highlighted the challenge of prosecuting cybercrimes. So the anonymity of the internet makes it difficult to identify and apprehend perpetrators. Moreover, the international nature of the internet means that cybercriminals can operate from jurisdictions with lax enforcement of cybercrime laws. The Fappening prompted a reevaluation of legal frameworks, emphasizing the need for international cooperation and updated legislation to address the progressive nature of cybercrime. The ethical implications of the Fappening are multifaceted and impossibly complex when it comes to humans. At the heart of the scandal is the issue of consent. The victims did not consent to the dissemination or distribution of their private photographs, and their right to privacy was grossly violated.
Yes, it was.
The ethical responsibility of those who viewed and shared the images also comes into question. By consuming the stolen content, individuals perpetrated the violation of the victim's privacy. So when I told Jessica what case I was doing, she asked me if I saw the pictures, and I said yes, but I just felt like I had to have seen the pictures because it was everywhere. But I don't remember like searching Jennifer Lawrence nudes to see it. Maybe I saw like a censored version of it. I just remember seeing like people who looked like they were in very private moments, like standing in their hallway or doorway in a mirror.
Happened to Erin Andrews as well in a hotel room. That one I remember more than even this case. Erin Andrews, the sports announcer, same thing happened to her.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that. And I remember feeling like, why am I seeing this?
Yeah.
It was on every news thing. They like blurred it out. But I'm like, you're continuing the violation.
Yeah. The media made it like a press blitz.
Well, of course. Well,
telling everybody about it. When if you didn't,
know better than anyone, Tank's good news that the media loves that shit. They love a bloodbath, whether literally or metaphorically. So when I was in Ireland, as you know, and as maybe some people on Instagram know, because I put it in my stories, I was approached by a very, very lovely Tankopedia fan when I was at a castle. Right? She was so respectful and so sweet. Shout out to Yvonne.
Yvonne.
The first thing that Yvonne said to me was, "Is it okay if I come up to you?" Like she goes, "This probably happens to you all the time." I'm like, "You're my first, actually."
Please come closer.
Exactly. I took a picture with her.
Yeah.
But she was so sweet, and like for her, like that type of attitude and mentality is what's appreciated and what we should be given to actual celebrities. Human beings.
Have you ever heard what Keanu Reeves does?
Well, aside from being awesome.
He's just another awesome thing I'm about to tell you. What he does when he sees somebody who's kind of like looking at him but looks a little nervous, he goes over to them. Or if somebody comes over and they're nervous to ask him for a picture, he always goes, would you mind if we took a picture? I don't have my phone, but you can send it to me. I know.
Class act.
I know.
Fuck.
One time, I haven't thought about this in 20 years, probably more. Me and my friend Justin were at the beach, right? We were young, looking good, having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the good old days.
Good old days, which are also today, but also back then. And he was standing facing me, and I happened to see a car full of girls, teenagers. We were maybe 19 or 20. They were like 17 or 18, giddy, and trying to get a camera out, right? To like take a picture of us.
Okay.
So I go to Justin. I'm like, dude, these girls behind us are trying to take a picture of us 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. He's like, wait, who? What? Where? And I go, right behind you. He grabs my neck and turns around and goes like this. I was like, that's the best response.
That's amazing.
Possibly had.
Yeah.
Yeah, just own it. Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't happen 16,000 times a day every time you leave your house.
No,
like that's
that was very cool for me. I felt a little famous.
Of course.
Almost famous. Oh shit.
Say it again.
The Fappening, for all its darkness, became a cultural phenomenon. Instantly. It was a topic of conversation across the globe, capturing the attention of the media, the public, and even the academic community. The scandal prompted discussions about digital privacy, security, and the impact of technology on our lives as a whole. So you have all these little different pieces of technology, but then like, what's the bigger picture here? Because it's just going to get worse. iPhones were being used back then. Obviously, it was an iCloud account, but not even close to how much they're used today.
Yeah.
It's just every year. There's something called Moore's Law, where computing power doubles every 18 to 24 months. That was made way back when. It's like, I don't know what Moore's Law would be now, especially with AI.
Yeah.
So Moore's Law looks like this. Up, up, up. It's always going up. Sometimes it comes down, but every 24 months, it's, 100% higher. AI has been like,
yeah.
Just up, 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 up.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy. People made AI, obviously, but now AI is making AI, not like without the help of or direction of people, but just like they're using AI to create AI, better AI. And it's going so fucking fast. There's this thing Raymond Kurzweil said. Raymond Kurzweil is like, he was the creator of the Kurzweil organ, which is kind of like how he made his money, but he's also a futurist. His prediction, and he's been right about a lot of things, is that if you can live until 2029, you can live for 500 years.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means by then, you'll be able to, download your consciousness onto something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
For real? Oh, my God.
That's his
take,
prediction, yeah. In the world of entertainment, specifically, the Fappening served as a cautionary tale. So celebrities became way more guarded about their digital lives, reducing the types of real-life moments that are shared on social media, recognizing the potential for those private moments to be exposed. The scandal also influenced the portrayal of technology and privacy in popular media with... What? with movies and TV shows exploring themes of hacking, digital privacy, and the consequences of living in an interconnected world. If you're listening right now and you're wondering why I just fucking bowled through that and she's laughing, it's because it's happening every 2 seconds and I can't fucking handle it anymore. So I'm just going to go with the
We
mispronunciation.
literally switch roles entirely during Tankopedia. He can't speak for a change.
No, I can't speak
And I sit
at all.
here laughing at him.
Yeah. The psychological impact of the Fappening on its victims cannot be overstated. This type of violation of privacy can have profound emotional and psychological effects, including feelings of, for some reason, shame, understandably anxiety, and ultimately powerlessness.
That is often the case with somebody who's a victim of any type of sexual, violation.
Yeah.
The shame and guilt and
But the
embarrassment.
shame makes it so much worse.
Of course.
Because shame is not so like, I don't know, the difference between guilt and shame is guilt is a feeling you have over something you did. Shame is a feeling that you have about who you are. But this is not who you are. This is somebody else that violated your privacy.
Right. Well, it could also be shame that they're exposed, that people see what they are not, didn't want them to see.
I wish for these people that they didn't have to feel shame.
Of course.
But Jennifer Lawrence said that she felt like she got gangbanged by the whole planet.
Eesh,
I know.
Jeez.
And for the victims, the scandal was not just an invasion of privacy, but a deeply personal betrayal. Because although it was a group of celebrities, each one of them, and please remember this, is an actual individual person.
Yeah.
Which I think people forget. So like people look at celebrities as objects. Like people, what do you want to say?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think that people, maybe that it's not that they don't think of celebrities as people. They just think of them as people who signed up for this.
Or people that only exist to entertain them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when
somehow like they're people, but they're like a different type of species. Like a different type of human.
No, they're not. And I know you know that, but so when people objectify either an entire person or part of their body or whatever, this is one of the terms that I was alluding to before. It's called body parting. Have I ever said that on here before? It's so fucking interesting.
Yeah.
As a young man, when I heard that, it really changed the way I looked at people. So this guy in a meeting one time was like, said something about, sex and watching it and making sure that it doesn't like become a replacement for alcohol, whatever. And he's like, otherwise before you're out there body parting and rubbernecking all day, every day. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So rubbernecking, I already described. It's getting a hit off of seeing something that you like or someone that you like. Body parting is so much more interesting because body parting is taking somebody once told me about body parting. It's creepy and you shouldn't do it. So you take somebody who's got a whole life, a favorite movie, their favorite memory, the worst day of their life, the best day of their life, a favorite genre of music, all of that. You reduce it all to a piece of flesh on their body and you go, nice tits.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And what the fuck else? That, like I said, when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, I've done that before.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Until you're aware of actually what you're doing.
I was doing the best I could with the tools I had at the time. When
Maybe
you know
in
better.
that case you were.
Well, I was once I got better tools.
Right, exactly. In that case, I agree.
Before I got the tool.
I just don't think everybody in every case does the best they can with the tools they have. But in that scenario, absolutely agree.
Yes. The victims had to contend with the long-term consequences of having their private images distributed online. The fear of these images resurfacing, which is like scary to me, the impact on their personal relationships, and the potential damage to their careers were ongoing concerns.
Yeah.
The media played a significant role in the Fappening, both in terms of reporting on the scandal and in shaping public perception, obviously. Some of them were really weird about it.
Of course.
It's a huge story, obviously, but like I said before, it was also like a weeks-long press blitz for the leak.
Well, it's every topic that typically sells. It's celebrity, it's salacious content, it's nudity. You know what I mean?
But you know how much, I don't have the number, I didn't think to do this, but do you know how much it would let's say the leak was a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much it would cost for that kind of exposure?
Publicity, right.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Billions. And they were just doing it for free.
Right.
fuck these people, disregarding them completely. Not even one news anchor was like, man, this is really messed up.
Right.
They were just delivering it, and sometimes they were even being like a little cheeky about it. Like,
celebrities are not people.
Jennifer Lawrence looks good. I don't know what she's so concerned about.
Right.
Fuck.
Horrible.
Idiot.
Really.
Media outlets faced a delicate balance between covering the news and respecting the privacy of the victims, obviously. Some outlets chose to focus on the technical aspect of the breach and the legal proceedings, which I think is the right way, while others sensationalized the scandal, contributing to the spread of image way more than I believe they intended to. I don't think that was their purpose, but it was like...
I just don't think they cared either way.
They just don't care, exactly. They were making money, they were getting eyeballs, they were getting more advertising dollars. The media's coverage of the Fappening also prompted a broader discussion about the ethics of journalism in the digital age. It highlighted the need for responsible reporting that prioritizes the privacy and dignity of individuals. The scandal also underscored the importance of media literacy, which most people don't have, even people in the media, which was encouraging the public to critically evaluate the sources and content they consume.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, be skeptical, check your sources, verify everything before you talk about it, share about it, whatever. Twitter had this thing, I think they may still have it, but they had this thing where, like, if you went to go retweet an article that you saw and you didn't even click on it, they'd be like, don't you want to read this first? Like, a little thing would pop up.
Yeah.
Where it would be like, you can't just, obviously, you're not going to retweet this. You don't even know what it says. It could be a link that leads to 1,000 dicks.
Right.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? People being murdered.
What would be the point of retweeting something if you don't know what it says?
Well, I went to go do it. That's why I know the message came out.
What would be your point?
The headline.
You read the headline, yeah.
You see the headline.
Yeah.
The Fappening offers several important lessons for individuals, tech companies, and society as a whole. So these guys who I mentioned, Edward Mayerchik, Ryan Collins, George Garofano was a bank teller. There was a teacher, Christopher Brannon, and Emilio Herrera. So Emilio Herrera was the first one who was brought up on charges. These 5 guys used to bounce around between 4chan, a non-IB.
They worked together?
Whatever. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. They had similar interests. So what they used to do was trade pictures. So yes, they would fish individually and get pictures of people, but they were all just like hobbyists or whatever word it is. They were actually described as collectors, which is fucking strange. But they were a very tight-knit group of 5 men who the only way you could get into this group if you had images of celebrities that they didn't have already.
Jeez.
So on Stole, which is a board on a non-IB means anonymous image board.
Okay.
Okay. This message pops up and says, I've hit the gold mine, jackpot. I got all these fucking pictures, lists a couple of names. They're authentic, whatever. They didn't tell them how they got them, but they basically were trying to sell them. So they were trying to sell them to people so that they could have for their own personal, again, collection, which sounds weird.
Yeah.
But that never happened because somebody wound up leaking all of the photos at once. And we're like, fuck you guys. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put all of the images out right now.
What did they get out of it, though?
To be honest with you, I think I know, but I don't feel this way. Like, it's the same reason that somebody would send a virus that spreads like crazy to people's computers. It's just the feeling of
power, control.
I know that I had an effect
I can
on the
do
world.
this. Exactly. Maybe bragging rights because like the people in that inner circle would know who did it. You know what I mean? Like,
But it never happened. So it never happened, meaning they never sold them for money. They were just leaked to everybody. So this guy, Emilio Herrera, it took him a month to like break through the system. But from May 2013 to August 2014, he used this phishing scam to access over 500 iCloud accounts, 2,362 times. The way they found these guys was AT&T revealed the user information related to the IP address. That's how the FBI found Emilio Herrera. Edward Mayerchik accessed 300 accounts in this way, 30 or so belonging to celebrities. Ryan Collins hacked 50 iCloud accounts and 72 Gmail accounts. Now, teacher Christopher Brannon hacked about 200 accounts, including accounts of his coworkers, his students, and his underage sister-in-law.
Ew.
I know.
Creep.
I know. So these guys were charged with cybercrimes, specifically unauthorized access to an individual's computer.
I'm sorry. This
What?
guy, this teacher who was accessing, I guess, presumably. if he was
That's
a teacher.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Different
Minor
charge.
is like different charge. Got it.
So they were charged with cybercrimes, but the FBI was unable to prove that these men disseminated the images. So the sentences were relatively
I can't
light.
believe they couldn't prove that.
Well, there's this guy, original guy on a non-IB who claims to have had the gold mine and probably leaked the photos, but they don't know who that is.
Okay.
So the way that they found a non-IB and took it down was Dutch police found the server in Netherlands and they took it offline. So now that website doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So first it's like giant, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack and then finding one. And then there's like 50 other needles around it. You're like, oh, this is all the needles, probably, right? So you have to find that one, though. The Fappening serves as a call to action for individuals, tech companies, and policymakers. Calls for a cultural shift towards greater respect for privacy and ethical behavior in the digital realm. So as we navigate the complexities of the digital age, let us heed the lessons of the Fappening and strive to create a safer, more secure digital world. Let us prioritize digital awareness and advocate for stronger legal protections for digital data. And let us remember that in the end, it is our collective actions that will shape the future of digital privacy and security. The Fappening, while a dark chapter in internet history, serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of digital vigilance. As we reflect on the case we just covered, let us commit personally and collectively to a future where digital privacy is respected and protected, where individuals are empowered to safeguard their own personal information, and where tech companies are forced to prioritize user security. Because there's a saying, if a service is free, then you're the product. So like Facebook is free, Instagram is free. That means they're selling your information to advertisers to try and...
That's interesting, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But on the other side of that, they can't just be like, nah, fuck you guys, because eventually if people are going on Instagram getting hacked all the time, and maybe they're not getting hacked, but everyone knows somebody who's been hacked. Right now, that's not the case. Instagram's not going to have a group of people to sell to advertisers for long, you know? So let us learn from the scandal and strive to create a digital world that is safe, secure, and respectful. Oh my God, there was one more word. Secure and respectful of privacy. And I'm fucking done with this.
Well, Tank.
I'm going to reject whatever you say, by the way. Unless you say, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God. That was awesome.
Really?
It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah?
I'm dying. That was so good. That was, honestly, I did not know. I knew about Erin Andrews, which ironically you don't know about.
No.
And I knew about Jennifer Lawrence because I love her,
Yeah,
but I love her
great.
because she is, you know, what put her on my radar, aside from Hunger Games, was she was on the cover of some magazine and they highly photoshopped her. And she called them out. And she was like, to the world, she's like, this is not what I look like. They elongated my neck. They chiseled my jaw. They, you know, and she was so open about how photoshopped she was.
Erin Andrews was the Fappening.
She was part of that? Okay,
Yeah.
That I remember. She was in a hotel room. Somebody either set up a camera in her hotel room or like you said.
Well, why is she walking around naked in the room?
She knew this was happening. Look how sultry she looked.
Yeah, she was seducing me.
Horrible,
by
really.
being naked. Hey, dude, the world does not revolve around you and your penis.
No.
How about that?
How about we put that on a t-shirt?
How about your penis doesn't have enough mass to create an orbit, you little tiny dicked weirdo?
Burned.
Yeah.
That got crazy for a second.
Yeah. A video of mine got taken down. It was so annoying. It was a guy who was flexing, and like he was in he pulled his pants down so you could see his legs, and his dick was just like so big, like a basketball.
It was like real. Oh, okay.
Well, no, I mean, he claims it's real.
Yeah.
But he turns to the side and then it's just like,
oh, why? That was so funny.
I was like, damn, dude, how
many
many penises do you have?
There was somebody's comment that was so funny. It looks like he did third leg workout.
Yeah,
or like
don't skip third leg day.
something like that. Very funny.
And he got taken down.
Got taken down?
Yeah.
It was a very funny meme. But listen, back to the case in terms of my giving you props, because that was fantastic. Very well researched, very beautifully told. Words are hard. Nobody's going to have your back more than me on that.
Yeah, thank you.
You did such a great job. I can tell that you were really in that. This is your wheelhouse. The topic, you know what I mean? The flow.
Yeah.
You don't have to deliver us gruesome, psychologically fucked people. I'll do that.
Was it boring?
No, that's what I'm trying to say, is that you offer a different type of true crime, which appeals to a lot of people. And admittedly, I don't present those types of cases because for me to research it, I don't love it, but to hear it was fascinating.
All right, good.
And it was really cool too because I'm so not in pop culture and in the world, and it's nice to be looped in and to kind of.
I didn't want to do the whole list of people that were involved in the leak, but if you Google it, it is like extensive, and everybody pretty much is a recognizable name, and it's like, how much work did you guys put into this? Why didn't you start a business?
Well, that was my point, right? Like, what are they getting out of it? You know what I mean? Like, because to do the amount of work for what is your return on investment here? You know what I mean?
So there was a guy, original guy on Anon IB who was like, something about like the amount of work that this takes. I received $150 in my Bitcoin wallet, but blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it's probably a lot of money now.
So thank you so much for delivering that Tankopedia, entertaining us all, enlightening us all.
Thank you for listening.
Always a pleasure.
And remember, turn on two-factor authentication on everything.
I thought you were going to be like, remember, patreon.com.
No, that's more important.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, until next time, dear listeners, we hope that you enjoyed this, and we will see you publicly or on Patreon, whatever you want.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.